It's a danger zone. You in the middle of a war, don't leave your banger home.
Oh man, look who we got here. Tonya, what's going on?
Yeah, not much. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty well. Good evening.
Oh, is it that late already? Oh shit. Okay.
All right, man. So my name is ATM Tik with All Time Media. Our whole purpose is giving the voice out to the voiceless.
Mm.
First interview on the channel.
Oh shit.
For
Number
you.
one.
Yep. Okay, Tonya. So give me the life rundown. Where you from? Age?
I'm 36. I'm from Scranton, PA. Where Joe Biden's from.
Okay.
And also that sign in the beginning of that the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real sign there, and people stop on the highway to take pictures by it. Other than that, it's a really boring town.
All right.
I've been bopping around Philly for the last 14 years, off and on. I came here for, I wanted to go to Temple.
Yeah.
I had a full ride, but family issues didn't work out. So eventually, I dropped out of Kutztown and came here. Dropped out of Temple 2 months later.
Oh, so you went from Kutztown to Temple University to Kensington University.
Yeah. So I didn't quite graduate. I had 1 semester left.
Yeah.
Dropped out.
Oh man.
And no.
Life happens. Okay.
I'll listen to the train for some reason. Like I don't know what it sounds like.
What was you majoring in?
The last one was anthropology, physical anthropology. I started with philosophy, and then I did a semester of what they call it? It was like a music TV productions, something like that. And then biochemistry, and I don't even remember the others. There was a lot of them.
Okay, so you do have experience. You do have experience hitting the books, basically.
Yeah. I didn't have to hit the books that much, but
yeah. So how was your grades through high school first?
Good.
Let's start with high school. How was your grades?
Yeah, it's good. Honorable, whatever, top, a couple % of my class.
Okay.
Yeah, I did well with that sort of thing. Didn't do much with it though, so
yeah. That's the real important part of it, right?
Right, yeah.
What you do with your education.
Yeah. I had
And college was the same. The grades was pretty good in college as well.
Yeah. College was easy, which is bothersome.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason I dropped out, actually, because I didn't feel like I was getting anything from it.
Yeah. You felt like you were just wasting your time, or?
Yeah, like you should have to study for your tests in college. If you don't have to, like, what are you doing there? What are we paying for?
Yeah.
And also my boyfriend at the time, he was graduating a semester ahead of me, wanted to propose after he graduated.
Yeah.
Was not ready for that shit, so dropped out, ran away.
I understand.
Yeah.
So Tonya, like, what caused for you to be down here after school? You started off with Kutztown University, and then you went to Temple University. What caused you to come over here? Even though I know Temple isn't too far from Kensington.
Right.
But what brought you down here? Like, what happened in your life?
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything like truly traumatic that brought me here. I kind of just like drugs. I don't really get like fucked up.
Yeah.
Pardon my language. I just like to be a little high all the time. It might be like a social anxiety thing, or like something like that. I guess my kind of feels like a little chaotic up here or something. If things are
so mental.
If there's not chaos out here, I'll create it up here.
Oh man.
Never
heard that before, but I understand.
I'm more comfortable in a chaotic type of environment. It keeps me at peace. I don't know. That's fucked up. That's what it is.
Tonya, have you been dealing with that since a little kid, or?
Yeah. Yeah. My parents are amazing people. Yeah. And they had a really tough growing up. And they worked damn hard for
Yeah.
everything they got. Um, but they were just young and unprepared. And like I said, they came from nothing. You know, like Daddy was eating mayonnaise sandwiches, and my mom's mom is paranoid schizophrenic. So,
Mm.
you know, issues on both sides of the family. Paranoid schizophrenic, but she's the smartest woman I've ever met.
Okay.
And my favorite person in the world. She's like just truly pure good heart.
Okay.
And she raised me for like the first 5 years of my life. So she shaped a lot of like my core. She was taking her medicine though, so she wasn't seeing shit at that time.
Yeah.
She was just eccentric. Can't fucking take it. It drives me nuts.
So Tonya, how was your household? I know your parents had it rough, but
Mm.
how they made your living? Like how they made you like your household? Like
Oh, they like I said, they were unprepared. Like they were young. Like they didn't have the resources to back them up or anything, you know.
yeah.
So I think they just weren't ready. It was cool when it was just me. So once my mom got pregnant with my little brother Johnny, I guess that the pressure really, I don't know, really got to them both in different ways, and yeah, so the pressure got to them, and they handled it in different ways, and you know, I was just kind of caught in the middle of that, you
Yeah.
know. No, like I don't, no ill feelings or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like they everything they did out of love,
Yeah.
and you know but like I said, there's maybe bit off more than they could chew,
Yeah.
a little young, and you know, so like you know, Daddy was a gambler.
Okay.
Um, he was a little irresponsible, I guess.
Okay.
Um, but I don't know. I was a total daddy's girl, though. I thought he
We
was
want
the
to hear your story
fucking
nice and crisp,
coolest.
Tonya. So we're gonna let these sirens
Yeah.
fly past, man. This the city,
But
y'all.
really,
Raw
yeah.
and uncut. This the city. Oh man, we can't get a break.
Right? It's a lively area. And,
All right. All right, back to the interview, guys.
okay.
Pops was a gambler.
Yeah. He's a little irresponsible, but I was a total daddy's girl. I
Okay.
thought he was the coolest. Um, I just wanted to hang out with him, so yeah, I didn't see it as irresponsible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He
As
would
long as you're
take,
spending time with him, type.
yeah, he would take me to his friend's lake house, and you know they'd be drinking and gambling. He was teaching me to play poker and everything when I was like 6 years old. Maybe that's not
Normal.
right, but I didn't care. I was having a good time, so I didn't see a problem with it. But
Yeah.
my mom sure did. Also, she had to make up for that shit, you know.
Yeah.
So she was working like 80 to 100 hours a week sometimes. Like she really worked herself. Like you know, like it changed her. You know,
Yeah.
that level of stress and not sleeping. The woman hasn't slept in like 40 years.
Oh man. And you think she worked them hours because of your father's gambling habit?
Yeah, she had to. Well, she felt like she had to.
Yeah.
We'd have been happy with, you know, we're not a materialistic bunch. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we didn't need things, but she felt like she needed to provide, you know, this certain level of, you know, whatever. So she worked herself to the bone, and you know, it just, you know, it took a toll on her.
Yeah.
You know, Dad handled it in a different way, like I said. So there's a lot of fighting and everything, and arguments, and I see it differently now, you know. But at the time when I was young, I didn't. I don't know. I guess I just internally. I perceived it different. I didn't get a lot of what the problems were, and I just put a lot of it on myself. Or, I didn't understand. Dad was snapping out on me because I'm wearing the color brown, but like that's not what it was really about. Like he's stressed out about some other shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that at the time, so it's just little things like that. But whatever.
So I could definitely say this, man. No parent is perfect, man, but as long as they trying, man.
Yeah, and they absolutely did. And where we have our little issues, everybody's got issues, and my dad passed a few months ago, actually, but
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Moment of silence for your dad. Okay, we could continue. I know.
So, nothing traumatic brought me out here, but sorry.
No. Damn, man. Man, you got a napkin?
That's
good?
okay.
You're good? Okay.
But that's, so he died May 27th. And that has definitely kept me out here. And I didn't like totally, fly off the rails or anything, but
May 27th of this year?
Yeah.
Oh man, so soon. Soon. How about your mother?
She's alive. She's doing good, despite not having slept for like the last 40 years.
Okay.
Somehow she's like the healthiest person.
She might take cat naps that you don't know about, man.
Yeah, maybe. But, well, I don't know, because she walks the dogs for like 7 hours a day.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I have definitely been avoiding, like, really coping with that. But I was actually today I'm going to pick up some Subutex from a friend.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, I'm no angel. I'm definitely going to have like a really fun last couple days.
Okay.
But then Subutex, and I'm going to get shit sorted out.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
And get back to a different type of life.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, action, huh?
So Tonya, how you feel about gateway drugs? What you think? What's your impact on gateway drugs?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think it's that simple. If there is anything to it, I don't think it's that simple. I think I was kind of always destined to spend some time living a life like this. When I was like 5 years old, my two favorite songs was Under the Bridge, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and No Rain by Blind Melon. I actually have the little girl from the video tattooed on my arm.
Okay.
Those are very, that's not a typical music for like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a certain type of vibe. Yeah. Shannon Hoon died of an overdose. And Anthony Kiedis is I don't know if you ever read his biography, but this is wild.
Yeah.
Junkie himself. That's a crude word, but
yeah.
I say it with love.
So, was this first substance you ever used? Was it marijuana? Was it,
Yeah,
marijuana?
weed. Yeah, I was a late bloomer too. I didn't smoke weed till I was 17.
Okay.
Same with the drinking. 17
Oh, so you
and
ain't start everything till you was about 17 years old.
right. Yeah, I mean, I was a good kid.
Yeah.
Like a painfully good, like a kind of like
Yeah.
like pathetically good kid. I just wanted to help my grandma clean, and
Yeah.
I was always, I was in this club and that club and in the sport and fucking
So
studying.
did the
Like I
college
actually,
life, when you got to college and stuff, was it like party life and stuff like that, or?
I guess a little bit. Maybe I fill up water bottles with Vladimir vodka and bring them to class? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, of course I did. Fall asleep in class? Yeah.
Okay.
But it was, there wasn't like a. I didn't feel like it was a depression or anything like that,
Yeah.
at the time. I think looking back, I think maybe a little bit. I've always had this sort of like romanticized perception of people that like do hard drugs. Like
Wait, can you repeat that again? You always had a what?
like a romanticized perception of people that do hard drugs. Like I
For people that don't know what that means, what does that mean? Like dumb it down a little bit.
I don't want to say looked up to them or anything, but it was like I was fascinated in a way.
Okay. Fascinated.
And I don't know, I thought there was like something kind of beautiful about it.
They'll go hand in hand with the type of music you listen to, or?
I'm sure it plays a role, but I guess I don't know. I guess I just thought there was something very like purely human.
Yeah.
About it, like we all just want to be happy and feel good, right? And essentially,
that's what you thought the drugs would do.
That's what drugs do for the most part.
So Tonya, can you take us to the first time you ever used a harder substance? Matter of fact, before we start, can I please ask what's your drug of choice?
All of them. No, I guess honestly, my favorite is acid or any type of psychedelic.
Okay.
And in a weird way, that feels like home.
Okay.
To me. But currently, dope and ice are my main two. Right. I try to keep it to 2 hard drugs at a time, for my health.
Okay.
I don't want to go overboard.
And for those that don't know what ice is, ice is crystal meth.
Yeah.
All right. Now, can you take us to when you first started one of these hard substances, Tonya?
So the first time I did an opiate, about 14 years ago. I was working at a bar in Philly, and my boyfriend at the time had just gotten locked up, and I was madly in love with him. I thought this was my forever person.
All right.
So he had just gotten locked up and it wasn't a fair situation. I won't go into details, long story there, but I was 23, and I don't know, I didn't handle it well. I wasn't ready for some shit like that. So I was sad, and I was working in a bar, and no shortage of drugs to be had there. I wasn't looking for anything like that. Well, here's how fucking stupidly naive I was. Mm-hmm. Somebody had offered me a perk. I liked Adderall at the time.
Okay.
That was like the heaviest thing I had done at that point. Somebody had offered me a perk, and I thought, perky, like an Adderall.
Okay. Oh, so you ain't know what a perk was?
No.
Oh,
And
man.
I mean, how dumb is that? So, yeah, I tried one, and it did have almost an Adderall type effect. Like I felt like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Do anything. And I wasn't sad anymore.
Yeah.
And I hate being sad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just, I wanted more because I just didn't want to be sad.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it didn't take, eventually I ran out of money.
Yeah.
The pills were expensive. It's an expensive habit. The
Yeah.
perks and the OPs are fucking pricey. So, one day I didn't have any more money. I didn't have any more drugs. And I didn't know that I was addicted at that point. Like, I knew what I was taking, kind of. Like, I didn't really look into it or anything. Like, I had no idea that I had formed an addiction. And I was delivering pretzels for the pretzel factory, and I had to pull over and puke. I had to keep pulling over to puke, and I was
First time getting sick, withdrawals.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but I realized what it was, and then once you know, and you know there's a thing that will make that sickness go away instantly, it's really hard to not go get that thing.
Yeah. So what was that thing? Was it the perks?
Yeah.
Okay.
The perks, OPs,
So when did you
make the
say I
switch
don't got
to heroin?
enough for perks right now? I have to go get a bag.
That was it's like a solid 2 years on the pills, maybe 2 to 3, and then I didn't make the jump to heroin until I had moved back to my hometown for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was delivering for a pizza shop.
Yeah.
The owners were actually they were doing heroin, as was many of the staff, and
that's when
that was there, and the pills weren't, and that was cheaper. So I made the switch, but so I smoked the perks when I did them, the 30s.
Yeah.
I smoked them on tinfoil. So when I made the switch to heroin, I smoked it because that's how I was used to doing it, anyways. And I smoked it for like a year or so before I started shooting.
So you're smoking the heroin for about a year.
Yeah.
Then you started shooting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then that's back when dope was actually heroin.
Okay.
It wasn't this fentanyl stuff.
Yeah.
The worst my habit got was, like 3 to 4 bags in a shot. Maybe like a bundle or so a day. That was the worst I got with it. And then I cleaned up a few times.
Okay.
All right. Usually with Suboxone. And then if you're not careful with that stuff, though, if you take it too long, you get hooked on that.
Yeah.
And then you got to kick the Suboxone. And I did that. I did that a couple times too. And a few years ago, I was completely. I didn't need anything. I didn't need Suboxone, nothing. And I was doing really well. I had a really good job. I had a 2-bedroom apartment, like near Fairmount.
Yeah.
I had a car, a work car.
Okay.
I had like $20,000 in my savings account.
Okay.
Which is, it's not something, but coming
Something
from,
for a lot of people.
you
Yeah.
know, I did a big climb there.
Yeah.
And I was really happy too. Like I was living in Philly. I didn't have any urge to like come down here and buy anything. Like, you know, I was still taking Adderall every now and then, and I smoked weed. But I had no urge whatsoever to do anything else. I was really happy.
Wow. So how's your happiness now, Tonya?
Well, you know, it doesn't take much to make me happy. I'm a pretty optimistic person. Silver linings and shit.
Okay.
It's a weird way to say it. So I don't know. Like my drug use is not really. Up until my dad died, my drug use was not correlated with depression.
So you said that you wasn't depressed abusing, right?
Right.
Before your father had passed away.
Right.
But you was looking for happiness, not to be sad.
Right. Yeah.
So what was your
I
purpose?
realized that after I said that. Because initially, I wanted to avoid the sadness.
Okay.
But after that initial bit, like a majority of my time using drugs has not been to avoid sadness.
Yeah.
You know, that is how it got started.
Yeah. All right.
But for a lot of it is just because I just like drugs. But like I said, I don't like getting fucked up though. Like,
yeah. So Tonya, can I ask you a couple more questions before we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Do you have somewhere to lay your head at the moment, or are you homeless?
I am technically homeless.
Okay.
Me and my boyfriend found a spot. It's not a residence. We're not supposed to be there by any means.
Do they call it bando?
No, it's not a bando. It's not. It's
okay.
Not like a house. It's I don't want to spill the beans. Everyone will be there.
Okay.
But it is a public building, I guess.
All right.
All
right.
We found just like a little nook and an unused section of a public building.
Okay. There you go. Hey, survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
These winds is tough, so you know.
Yeah. It's warm in there.
So Tonya, how are you supporting your habit now? What's your means of making money?
Well, I have a pretty mild habit. I don't need much.
Yeah.
Like one bag will get me through a day.
Okay.
So it's $5.
Wow, one bag get you through the day?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's crazy because we interview some people, they go through bundles a day.
yeah, and I've been there. I mean, like I said, that's back when it was heroin. I only smoke this stuff though. I won't shoot this. I did try once.
Yeah.
And I died in the back of a U-Haul. But, thank God my boyfriend, he had Narcan, and he brought me back. He saved me.
Brought you back. Oh man, shout out to boyfriend.
Yeah.
Is the boyfriend going through the same stuff you're going through with addiction and stuff like that?
Yeah.
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 Tanya, what about safety? Kennington is a rough area. It's not the same as Scranton, PA.
Right.
How's your safety here?
I don't really ever feel unsafe, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm aware of what's going on around me.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of horrible fucking things happening to people. I don't know if I'm just really fucking lucky, or what, but so far I've had no incidents. Like, no one's tried to like rob. Well, I mean, people steal from you, but it's like a passive thing.
Yeah.
Like I fell asleep and they take something. No one's like helping me up at gunpoint or knife point, and no one's tried to, rape me out here or anything. Nothing like that. So I don't know. I'm doing well in that
I'm
regard.
happy you are.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
me too.
And whoever's looking over you, keep looking over you.
Yeah.
It's treacherous out here.
Yeah.
Tanya.
Yeah, I hear some really
Tanya,
awful things.
A couple fun questions before we wrap it up, man. When's your birthday?
July 29th.
What's your favorite food to eat?
All of them. Ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay.
French toast.
Any activities you love to do before the active addiction?
Yeah. Walking my dog.
Okay.
Swimming.
Okay.
I was on swim teams.
All right.
I was taking drum lessons before I
Cool.
relapsed, as they say.
All right. Are you religious at all?
No.
Not at all. Science?
Science. Yeah.
What that mean? I'm a little confused.
I don't know. I look at everything through like a scientific lens, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great conversing with you, Tonya. Yeah. My name is ATM Ri with All Time Media. Our whole purpose is giving a voice out to the voiceless.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I wish you the best of luck. Please stay safe out here, bundled up.
Yeah.
What would you tell the youth, the kids that's getting high, that's homeless, that's struggling, that's going through the worst? What advice would you give the kids, Tonya?
You got a lot of options. There's a lot of ways to make shit work out for the best, and as long as you're aiming for better, whatever that means to you, then you're doing good. Just
thank you, Tonya. We out.
Thank you. Okay.
Join All Time Media's Patreon for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes content and face-to-face live video chat. Thank you, guys. The link is in the description below.